Do you know what's really holding you back? It's not a lack of talent. It's not bad timing. And it's definitely not other people. Nope, it's you. And it's your fear of failure. You know, the feeling of falling flat on your face, being scared to hear no, getting it wrong, and then potentially having other people say, haha, told you so. So if you are tired of feeling stuck and paralyzed and just second guessing every decision that you make because you're afraid to fail, this video is going to be for you. I'm going to share some mindset shifts with you, actually 8 of them, to help you get you on your way, moving forward, and building the career and life that you desire and that you deserve. All right, keep watching. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I am Chelsea Jalise and I am with Season and Growing, www.seasonandgrowing.com, and I am here to help you realize that you are your permission slip. That's right, you are your permission slip to live your best life, to go after the career you want, make the changes that you make, and I am here to help you see that the grass is greener on the other side when you build up the courage, confidence, and clarity to go after your dreams, go after your desires, and crush your goals. I'll be there with you every step of the way. So thanks for tuning in. Today we are going to talk about all the ways and mindset shifts that you need to take in order to overcome the fear of failure. And I get it. I've been there before. Even with this YouTube channel, believe it or not, I was always like, oh, I don't know if I want to get in front of the camera and talk, but I'm doing it and I'm doing this in order to help you live the life that you desire. So hopefully this comes in handy. Hopefully it helps. So I'm going to give you 8 mindset shifts that you can take with you right away and start building on so that you can start living your best life, okay? And overcoming that fear of failure. So let's talk about number 1. Failure is inevitable, but it's necessary. You will fail. Often we go into things questioning, well, what if I fail? What if this doesn't work out? What if I don't get my desired income? Or why did I say income, y'all? I'm a career coach, so I just finished a salary negotiation conversation not too long ago, so I'm thinking income. Sorry. Okay, let's back that up. A lot of you go into, your initial decisions thinking, what if I don't reach my desired outcome? And to that, I always say, okay, but what if you do? And what if you don't take this chance? Are you going to be able to live with yourself and knowing that you didn't even try? And honestly, none of us are above failure. It is going to happen because we're not perfect and we don't have all the answers. And when we do something for the very first time, the likelihood of failing is pretty high. But what I want you to do is view and really change. What's the word for it? There's a better word. Give me a minute. Reframe. I want you to reframe the way that you see failure and look at failure as an opportunity and as a lesson. We will get to that later in the video. All right. But here's the thing. You can't grow without making mistakes. If we never made mistakes, we would walk around believing that we're perfect when we are far from it. So I want you to stop avoiding failure and just go with it. Bottom line, stop avoiding failure and start learning from it. Number 2, failure is feedback. It's not final. Just think of new experiences and look at failure as continuous tests. So for example, you know how a lot of marketing experts, you hear them talk about data and analytics and trying new content campaigns, right? Do you think they're getting it right on the very first time? Do you think their content is always on point? Do you think that their marketing strategy is always a winner? It's not. And that's why they call it testing. We are testing different strategies to see if this will work. So the more that you try new things and build up the courage to do so, just look at it as a test and walk in with 0 expectations. For myself personally, whenever I make a new product for my website or I put together a new freebie download, it's just a test. I want to see what is working for you, what's working for my audience, what do you need? I don't always knock it out of the park. Sometimes I put out a freebie and, I've been to the point where I only had 5 people download it. And then I put out another freebie and it had over 100 people download it, right? So it's all a test. And I want to get you away from taking your results so personally. They're not a reflection of you. These are just your ideas. And your ideas and the things that you want to do a lot of it is based on current conditions, where you currently are, what your current mindset is. If you're in business, it depends on what your audience is currently dealing with. So it's just feedback. It's information that you're gathering. And the more information that you gather, the more knowledgeable you are, right? And the higher the likelihood you have of making it a success the next time around. Because at that point, you're not starting from ground zero, you're starting with knowledge and information, okay? So look at failure as feedback. And actually, I don't like to call it failure, but for this video, I have to, but I like to call it, I'm just testing scenarios. That's what I always say to myself. I'm testing it to see how it goes, right? Even with this video, I don't know how many of you will find this valuable or actually watch it all the way through. I won't know until it's been out for a little while, right? And if this doesn't work, I'll move on to some other videos. And eventually, once I have a whole library of videos, I will be able to see which ones you find the most interest in, and I will make more of those. All right? All of this is feedback. Okay, number 3. Your failure is really a fear of judgment. A lot of us have been conditioned to continuously seek approval and the kudos from other people. And honestly, most of the time, the other people that we're looking for kudos from and those, yeah, you're doing a good job, you should totally do this, in the grand scheme of things, they don't really matter. And the majority of the time, those same people are miserable and not happy with their lives. So I want to encourage you to stop worrying about other people's judgment and stop worrying about what other people will say, because honestly, they're out here living their lives. They have their own struggles, their own fears, their own insecurities. They're not really worried about you. And when they give you judgment, it's really based on their own insecurities and personal internal issues they got going on. It's more of a reflection on them and not you. So don't get so hung up on what will other people say about me? What are they gonna do? Again, even with this video, some people will like it. Some people will say, no, it didn't help me. Okay, I am focusing on the people that it helps. If it helps you, that is what matters the most to me. Okay, next. History is the greatest predictor of future success. And I say that because I am leaning right into the fact that you have survived failure before. And you've gotten to the other side and you learned your lesson and you are absolutely fine. When you failed before, you may have fell on your face, but you know what? It wasn't the end of the world. And what'd you do? You learned your lesson, you grew from it, and you didn't make that same mistake again, or you altered your way of doing whatever it is you did. Okay? Just think about it this way. You succeeded, you failed before, you succeeded, you got through it, and the likelihood of that happening again is pretty high. No matter what happens, you are going to get through it. Failure, testing, is not your end-all be-all, so do not let it control you. We're on number 5. I feel like I need cue cards in order to keep track of my brain. Do any of your brains work like this? Is it just me? Leave a comment below. Let me know I'm not alone. Number 5, perfectionism is killing your courage. Stop it. We are not perfect. And you do not have to hold yourself to a higher standard, okay? There are people out here who are operating with less and thinking that they're amazing with it, okay? Or they're putting out a crappy product, or they're making pretty big blunders and big mistakes that affect other people, and they're moving along just fine. They didn't focus on perfectionism, they just did it. And I want to get you in the habit of just doing it. Often I have noticed, especially with the clients that I coach, that perfectionism is simply a way to procrastinate. Why do I say that? If something isn't perfect, what happens? We continue working on it. And then when other people ask us about it, we say, oh, it's not ready yet. I'm tweaking a few things. I got to do this first. I got to do that first. And we got all these excuses. And next thing you know, 6 months has passed, a year has passed, and we still haven't done the thing because we were so focused on perfectionism. Just do it and you can fix it later. Now, granted, as long as it's not harming people, heavily impacting the quality of people's lives, then don't do it if it's doing that. But anything else, just do it. You will never know. You will never learn that lesson. You'll never be able to test. You will never know what the outcome is if you are so focused on perfectionism. Just do it. And if you have a really hard time with meeting deadlines, I highly recommend getting an accountability partner. I have several in my life that I am lucky enough to be able to go to them and say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to do it by this date. Please hold me accountable, bug me, ask me about it. And then I also put a lot of different calendar reminders so that it's constantly going off on my phone, on my computer, and I'm seeing it and it's in my face. Okay? Don't let perfectionism steer you in a different direction and sabotage you. All right? Next, number 6. And that is your fear shrinks when you take action. Jumping into challenging situations, facing your fear, is really building your courage and resilience. And the more that you put yourself out there and do the things and face your fears, the easier it gets. A great example of this is public speaking. You'll find that a lot of professionals who do public speaking, yes, it comes natural to some people, but for others, they had to continuously practice. They put themselves in situations, whether it was standing up in a meeting, going to Toastmasters, volunteering to be an MC, whatever it is, they put themselves out there and they continue to do it, and then all of a sudden, it just got easier, right? Even with creating content online. I started my LinkedIn journey back in 2020. I am naturally reserved. I'm naturally an introvert. It's not really my thing to put myself out there. But I was like, you know what? I have some things to say. I want to encourage people. I want to uplift people. This is what I'm passionate about. So let me slowly start. And what I did was I started with posting once a week. And I did that for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, I started posting twice a week. And I built myself up to posting anywhere from 4 to 5 times a week. And I grew my thought leadership and I grew my audience on there. And now I don't even think about it, right? If I forget to schedule a post, I'm like, oh, hold on, let me get on here. Let me hurry up and make this post. Let me make this video. Let me make something. But the more that I did it, the easier it became. And the more that you just do the thing, the easier it will be. I promise you. All right. Number 7. I want you to reframe failure as a skill building opportunity, right? We've talked about this before. You're constantly learning. You're constantly growing. Whenever you put yourself in a position to fail, you're putting yourself in a position to learn something new. And when you learn something new, you are building your skill set. And whether you go into an interview or you start to build a new business or you start building new relationships, whatever it is, you're going to naturally be able to share additional information, approach things in a different way based on feedback and lessons that you've learned in the past. Right? So it's just all continuous growth. And all of these skills, and I'll make another video on this on a different day, but we are currently living in a skill-based workforce. A lot of employers these days are no longer, their main focus isn't a degree. because more employers now understand that degrees aren't the end all be all. They are not what determines if you have the knowledge or not. They actually want to see that you have the skills, you put them in practice, you've tried out this thing, you've tested it, here's the outcome. That's what they want to see. And when you're failing, you are building your skill set. So start building it, please. All right, finally. Number 8, our final one. I want you to remember that failure does not define you, right? Just because you miss the mark, just because you fall flat on your face, because something doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you're wrong or you're not skilled in a certain area. It just means you have work to do. That's not who you are. Like I said before, it's just an idea. It's just a thing that you did. It doesn't define who you truly are. So don't let it. And in the grand scheme of things, whatever you did, whatever failure you had was just a moment in time. And it was an opportunity for you to grow and learn and build a new skill and change your perspective and help others in the process. Because do you notice that after we've made all the mistakes, we're always looking to help others avoid doing the same? Yeah. That's one of the reasons that I even created this channel. I want to help you avoid making some of the mistakes that I made early on. All right? So I want you to remember that you are your permission slip to go after the thing, to take the big risks, to face fear right in the face, and to not be afraid of failure. You can do this. You got this. Take your lesson. Do the thing. Don't live with regret, because the worst thing than failing is having to live with knowing that you didn't even try. And I don't want you to have to live like that. All right, I hope you all enjoyed this video today. I hope that you found it helpful. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment below letting me know what mindset shifts stood out to you the most. And you can reach me anytime, right? I have a lot of resources on my site. If you go to www.seasonandgrowing.com and go to the resources section, I have some workbooks that will help you with facing your fears, changing careers, whatever it is that you want to do, building your confidence and resilience. I have resources on there for you to do that. Also, if you want to set up a coaching power hour with me, feel free to do that as well. You can find that on seasonandgrowing.com. And thank you so much again for watching. And if you have any ideas for videos that you want me to create, I'm definitely open to them. So until next time, bye.